Warchant, we're here with assistant coach Tony Tokarz. And Coach, we're getting ready to go for practice here. And I got to start off, of course, I got to ask you about Jordan here. And since you've been here, I don't even want to talk about technically in terms of throwing the ball, the other stuff, but just in terms of him as a person, his confidence, how he's changed in your mind in terms of maturity and confidence in the little short time you've been here.
I think Jordan's college experience has contributed just to his development and growth as a young man. I mean, he's a guy that had some ups and downs, and he had to learn how to overcome that. He had to learn how to respond to not just having success these past few games and this last season, but also had to learn how to respond when he's getting booed or when things aren't necessarily going well for him and everything. So I think it's something that's great. That's given him real confidence just through preparation and work, and it's something that now he can use his experience to bring other guys along.
What does that do for you as a coach? You've got an experienced starter who's a leader, who's been there and done that. How does it change the dynamic of how you coach the entire segment?
I mean, I think it presents a different challenge in the sense that I need to find more ways to challenge him, whether that's in the film room, on the practice field. I'll always push to challenge him with his detail of the game and everything, and that's something that he's really embraced. Something I'm really proud of Jordan and just with his growth on the field from a physical standpoint is, I mean, he approaches each rep like a championship rep. He wants it to be his best rep. He wants to show the best version of himself, and that's why he's put himself in a position to be successful.
And now what does it do for him and really the whole segment as well to have all the skill talent now? I mean, it's amazing the last couple of years, the progression in talent. I mean, obviously Johnny Wilson's developed. You're bringing Keon Coleman. You've got Portier coming back. You've got some elite targets at tight end. I mean, that's got to change as well for the quarterbacks with so many options out there.
I think it's fun to have weapons and everything. I think the biggest thing for us is to just do our job. We know that we got playmakers on the outside and a great, strong supporting cast up front with the O-line and everything too. I mean, Coach Atkins has done an unbelievable job bringing those guys along and just developing the culture of that room too. So I mean, yeah, we got weapons everywhere. It'll be fun, and we just got to make the right decision and give him a good ball.
Now, with him knowing the system so well, being here for a while, obviously knowing all the talent, everything else, how much freedom does he have when he goes up to a line? Obviously, a lot of it's he's going to make his pre-snap reads and make some decisions. I mean, how much responsibility and how much freedom does he have when he's there every day?
We have total trust in Jordan and the decisions that he makes. And Coach Norvell and I always say to the quarterbacks, hey, you're the one on the field. You make a decision, I'm going to ride with you. Not every play call that we have that's going to go in is going to be perfect, but can they get us into the next best answer? Can they get us into the next best look to go out and execute the play? And we got full confidence in Jordan to be able to go out and do that.
Let me ask you also about Tate, obviously, who's, since I've seen come a long way, and obviously he showed last year, he's able to come in and help you guys when he's needed. Where's his progression, and how is he kind of slated to be that backup this year?
Just continue to push Tate's consistency. I mean, he's seen his ups and downs. He obviously had a huge moment for our program and his career in the Louisville game. I think with Tate, it's just continuing to push consistency on the day-to-day basis, and then when he goes out, just go operate, go play quarterback, because I mean he's got all the ability, he's got the arm talent. We're just going to be consistent with our decision making and go out and execute at a high level.
Another guy I want to ask you about is obviously Glenn, who came in. We saw a lot of progress out of him for a true freshman last year. Now, you and I talked a little bit beforehand how now you get some limited contact with the guys over the summer, unlike previous years. So how does that progression continue from what we saw, last fall and last spring, this summer, and what's the future look like for him?
Absolutely. I mean, Brock's continued to keep his foot on the gas. He's a sponge. He wants to learn. He's always in Jordan's hip pocket, and Jordan has always been good to him and just trying to bring him along with his experiences both on and off the field. Brock's a worker, though, and that's what's always going to give him a chance to be successful. He wants to be right. He wants to do the right thing, and he's willing to work at it. So I'm excited to see the trajectory of his development, and it'll be fun.
I got to ask about AJ as well. How's he been developing the last few months?
AJ's done a really good job. I mean, this past spring, I thought he started off spring really strong, and then going into the summer, he's continued to push himself in the weight room and out in the field, becoming a little bit more vocal and embracing the other parts of being a quarterback. So I think it'll be really fun to see those guys get out and compete. They'll all get reps, and we'll be rolling.
Now, quarterback's best friend, I'm going to talk about the guy to your right now, what he's been able to do for that segment to protect your guys, to give them time to make plays. I mean, just talk about the progression of the offensive line and what that does for your segment.
Well, it starts with the mentality of that room, the way that they're coached, the detail of how they're coached, and then ultimately they all know that Coach Atkins loves them. And so if you can go play for a guy that has your best interests in mind, it makes it a little bit easier when you get out on the field and you got to get after it. And I mean, those guys have all done a great job as well this offseason, just continue to develop their bodies, change their bodies, work on not just the speed and strength, but the overall athleticism. And I mean, it's huge to have those pieces in front of us. So.
I'm curious too. You guys have such a great skill set at running back now. A lot of dynamic playmakers, guys who can catch the ball in the backfield. I mean, how much of an emphasis that is to try to get these guys the ball in open space on plays? Because a lot of people are going to be paying attention to those receivers and tight ends, and there's going to be a lot of open room for you guys to make plays out there.
Well, I think the combination of the O-line and our running backs room, I mean, any great offense is the foundation is a strong run game, and that's something that we've always been able to do with Coach Norvell and his system. Each of those backs in that running back room, they all have a different strength. Trey's kind of the bruiser that can also take off in open field. LT's a phenomenal route runner, has great ball skills, and he's one that you want to get the ball out in space with. And then some of Sam Singleton coming in too. I mean, it'll be exciting to see his growth and what it looks like when we put the pads on him. So I think it'll be fun to see those guys get after it a little bit.
All right, appreciate it, Coach. Good luck this fall, and hopefully everybody's injury-free.
Thank you very much. Go Noles.
Got it.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.